So my sisters and brothers, as we gather here today, as we look at this text, as we ponder the words of the Apostle Paul, we come to ask the question, what are the answers that are provided by these questions? What is the revelation that speaks to us in this text on today? Well, I'm so glad that you asked, because the first thing that this text shows us, the first answer that this text provides for us by raising these questions is that we are not called to be silent. It's right there in the text. Verse 31 says, "What then shall we say in response to these things?" Now, Paul is talking to believers who are going through hell as they're living under Roman rule, as they're navigating the complexities of trying to live out their faith and also operate in a Roman Empire. You see, you got to understand, Roman Empire doesn't want anything to come between fidelity and loyalty to Rome's agenda and Rome's operation. And see, the thing about worshiping and following this man by the name of Jesus Christ comes with conflict with the operations, the agenda, and the policies of the Roman government. That it's the same Jesus who was crucified, murdered, that first century Palestinian Jew. Jesus, he was murdered by the Roman government. And so the blood was on their hands. And here you had believers following Christ, embracing his precepts, believing what he's had to say, and continuing to spread the good news with others. Yet here, the Roman Empire that believes in occupation by military force, this Roman Empire that believes by expansion, by conquering other people, the Roman Empire that only wants to be on top, not to compare to anyone else. Here there are believers who are trying to navigate their faith and also the context in which they live. And as Paul is speaking to them, as he's talking about all the things that they're going through, not being compared to what God is going to reveal, the glory of God being revealed in them. Yes, Paul is using legal language to help them to understand that God will employ everything that they've experienced in their life for their good, that God's going to put what they've been through to work. He says to them, what shall we say in response to all this stuff that's been going on? You see, Paul doesn't say we're just going to be quiet now. We're going to go ahead and be silent. He doesn't say or if we should say anything in response to these things. But he says, what then shall we say? What must we say to a current condition? What must we say to those who are oppressed looking for hope? What must we say to those who need a word? What must we say in response to all these things? I like this question because it lets us know that Paul doesn't give an option to whether we should speak or not, but rather it lets us know that we are called and mandated to say something.